back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to help you with saving. I know people know that they want to save money. They know how much money they want to save, but they're just really unsure about how to start the process and then how to keep the money once they have actually saved it. So if any of those things resonate with you, be sure to stick around and check out the rest of the video. Tip number 1 is going to be for you to decide whether you're going to be saving short term or for long term. Some long term things might be your bigger purchases like a house, a car, and then short term purchases, or maybe you want to save up to buy a bag. Maybe you're going to be taking a vacation within the next year. Those will qualify under your short term. I consider short-term things to be spent within the next year and a half. And then you have your long-term savings, which I consider to be things from like 2 to 5 years. Moving straight into tip number 2, you have to choose where you're actually going to be storing your money in the meantime. If I'm just going to be saving up for a vacation within the next year, I would just personally put it in my traditional savings account. However, I wouldn't put it in a traditional saving account that's attached to my checking account. I would probably go out and open a second account, especially if you have trouble touching that money, or if you found in the past that you start saving money but then you keep dipping into it because you keep making these transfers. So that is also something that you could look into doing. Put your savings into an account that isn't easily accessible. I personally have my emergency fund in my high yield saving account, so it's a strictly online bank through American Express, and anytime I need any type of money from that account, it usually takes about 2 to 3 days to hit my account. Always a deterrent, which is in a good way, a good type of deterrent. Number 3, now that we know if we're saving for short term or long term and where to actually place the money, now we're going to talk about incorporating savings into your specific budget. So you need to decide on how much money you need to save and what's the length of time that you're going to give yourself to save that money. If I was taking a trip 5 months out and I know that I wanted to save $1,000, I know that therefore I needed to be saving $200 a month, which then equates to $100 per paycheck. Incorporate savings into your budget, because I found when you put it as a secondary type of thing, it never really happens because you're just working with whatever scraps you have over, and that may not be enough money for you to actually save your entire $1,000 in that short amount of time. So make sure that you budget for your savings. Next, you're gonna want to automate your saving. What that looks like is you logging in your employee portal or talking to the people at HR, giving them the banking and routing information for this new account that you're setting up if you don't already have a separate account, and then you're divvying up how much money that you need to go into that account. When I started automating my savings, when I tell you I seen such a huge difference in the amount of money that I was able to save because I did all those other steps. And then lastly, we have to start small and then build off of that. When you start small with, I say, around $500 to $1,500, it's something that seems easily attainable, because when you're saving for houses and big purchases right off the bat, it can be kind of discouraging because of the length amount of time that it's going to take you to reach that. And especially if you have a problem saving in general, you might be dipping in to the funds that you're actually supposed to be saving. I think that's a great starter amount to get you started with the process, and especially if this is going to be something new to you, you don't want to have some large, outrageous type of amount. It's like, it's going to take a long time and it might be discouraging, especially if you haven't built the habits that you need to, 1, stick to paying yourself on a continuous basis, and 3, for a long duration of time.
You guys, a quick recap. Tip 1 is to decide what you're saving for, short term or long term. Tip 2 is going to be incorporate savings into your monthly budget. Tip 3 is going to be to automate the amount that you intend to save each paycheck. Tip 4 is going to be put your savings into a bank account that is not easily accessible. And then tip 5 is to start off with a small number and then build off of that.
I want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I really hope that one of these tips turned out to be beneficial for you guys. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. You have to take time to enjoy your own journey, especially when it comes to working towards financial freedom. I feel that it's a up and down roller coaster, and while you learn new practices and you learn to implement those things on a continuous basis, it is very much so trial and error, and it's not always going to be in your favor, especially if you're on the error side. Some mistakes you actually have to experience. Someone just can't tell you about it, and unfortunately, when you're dealing with money, nobody wants to experience any type of negative financial lesson. But I tell you, if you stick to it, if you keep implementing quality financial practices, over time, you will see the type of change that you're looking for. Your bank account will reflect the goals that you set for yourself, as long as you're sticking to those great practices. In the comments below, let me know at what stage you're in your financial journey and what particular part you find to be a little bit time consuming. And as usual, I'll catch you guys in the comments. Into the next video. Bye.